All right, let's get started. Welcome to New Zealand Travel News, the segment where we go over the news that people looking to travel to or around New Zealand may care about. We are the team behind New Zealand's largest travel guide, NZDT. I am Robin, and this is Laura.
All right, guys, let's start with our first piece of New Zealand-related news, and this comes from News Hub, published on the 13th of August 2021, entitled Disappointment as Amazon shifts second season of Lord of the Rings production to the UK. So Economic Development Minister Stuart Nash is disappointed after Amazon confirmed the second season of its Lord of the Rings production will be shifted to the UK. The much-hyped first season of the Lord of the Rings TV show, which was filmed in New Zealand, will premiere on September the 2nd, 2022, yay, via Amazon Prime's video streaming service. But despite the government giving Amazon more than $100 million boost to film the series in New Zealand, the US e-commerce giant's TV arm confirmed it will shift production of future seasons to the UK. The government was informed of the decision yesterday, Nash said in a statement on Friday, with a note that he was disappointed by the decision. Amazon Studios advised that post-production work on Season 1 will continue in New Zealand till June 2022. However, Season 2 will be filmed in the UK as part of a strategy by the studio to expand its production space and consolidate its footprint in the UK, Nash said. I'm enormously proud of the New Zealand screen sector. The Amazon Studios decision in no way reflects the capabilities of our local film industry or the talents of the people who work in it. This is a multinational company that has made a commercial choice.
Yeah, so basically the New Zealand government always gives money to big companies that want to come and film in New Zealand. So the fact that Amazon got 100 million of tax breaks and everything coming to New Zealand to film is nothing unusual. When the Lord of the Rings was filmed back in the days, or when movies that come to film in New Zealand, Mission Impossible 3, I think, got some scenes shot in New Zealand as well. I mean, a lot of movies are shot in New Zealand. They always get tax break. Basically, they get about 25% of their spendings as tax break and everything like that. So they're on 20%. And Amazon just got an extra 5%, but that deal was struck off because they did not do subsequent season here in New Zealand. So it's nothing unusual. They didn't get extra money that other companies wouldn't have gotten. It's just sad that New Zealand is not going to be the home of the Lord of the Rings past the first season of the show. But I understand. I mean, you know, they shoot already a lot of shows in the UK, so they already have all their team over there. Why travel across the world?
And also, the Tolkien estate is very much sort of, it's UK from based. The UK base, so yeah.
All right, we just got a quick donation of €5 from Fabio. Thank you very much, mate. He says here for a better internet connection. Well, we are going to put this money toward replacing this frame with a TV screen at some point. So yeah, we're raising $500 to be able to do that. Anyway, next news.
Okay, so this is a piece from Radio New Zealand, published on the 14th of August 2021, and entitled Travel Restricted from Fiji to New Zealand. That's not a very well-titled piece. Never mind. Travel is restricted to New Zealand from Fiji this weekend. There are more than 24,000 active cases of COVID-19 in Fiji and at least 330 deaths since the outbreak began in April. Fiji is now considered a very high-risk country to New Zealand, and from midnight Sunday, only New Zealand citizens, their partners, and children will be able to travel there from Fiji under certain conditions. Travellers from Fiji who meet these restrictions will be required to spend 14 days in MIQ, which is the Managed Isolation and Quarantine, when they arrive. New Zealand's COVID-19 Minister Chris Hipkins made the announcement on Wednesday to protect the health of New Zealanders. We put these stronger measures in place for specific countries as outbreaks there are out of control. We want to reduce the risks to New Zealanders, to people bringing COVID-19 here from those places.
Yeah, so sadly, due to poorer health system in Fiji, the situation is a little bit out of control right now. I actually was this week chatting with some of my friends in Fiji. As you know, we also run a travel guide for Fiji called FijiPocketGuide.com, and literally some of their family members, their neighbors, and their co-workers, like everybody who actually had tested positive for COVID-19. So all our thoughts are with them, obviously, and hopefully the situation will stabilize over there and travel will resume as normal, post-pandemic.
Yeah. And our next piece comes from Radio New Zealand, published on the 13th of August 2021, entitled PM's Roadmap, Phased Border Reopening, Faster Vaccine Rollout, Delta readiness critical. Okay, so Prime Minister Jacinda Ardern has released a roadmap for a phased process of border reopenings that could begin during the first quarter of next year, as long as New Zealand completes its vaccination rollout by the end of this year. Relaxing border measures before all New Zealanders have had a chance to be fully vaccinated would be unfair to some, including children, Michael Plank writes. New Zealand's elimination strategy remains at the centre of the plan, but will shift to collective armour of border restrictions to the individual armour of vaccination. The government is ramping up vaccination and officials are developing a system of travel for fully vaccinated people based on a risk classification of countries similar to the UK's red, amber and green lists. A limited self-isolation pilot will start in October to set up the trial new testing and vaccine checking systems at the border. The announcement follows advice from Strategic COVID-19 Advisory Group chaired by epidemiologist Sir David Skegg, which recommended New Zealand shouldn't relax its border restrictions until the vaccine rollout is complete.
So we did cover this big travel news announcement over the week. You can find a video link to this video on the description of the video. And so the announcement stated that here's the plan that we're going to start putting in place in early 2022. They made us do some tries before that, but the road is still very long ahead of time. And basically the plan is a point blank copy of the UK plan. I don't know if you are aware of what the UK plan is, but basically they have 3 different ranks of countries and they classify them by color. We have 3 different ranks of countries and we say low risk, medium risk and high risk. That's literally the same thing. And the government is going to place countries in different slots, and then there's going to be different restrictions for all those countries. So what the New Zealand government has decided to do is to shift the burden of accepting people from a country completely to your own country. So how your country handles the pandemic is extremely important to you being able to come to New Zealand. That is crucial, and that's probably the most important thing that there is. They also stated that they're probably only going to accept vaccinated travelers, so it's not really official, but there was a lot of mention on that. But there has not been a list of allowed vaccine just yet. So that will take some time, but that is probably going to be published, and obviously we will keep you appraised. Now, where are we in New Zealand? We are on step 1, which means we basically kind of work out a plan. So nothing is happening just yet. The borders are not opening before 2022. Some of the travel bubbles that we've already been having, such as with Australia, may reopen and may restart if Australia gets the Delta variant under control, but that's pretty much it. So there is not going to be like a grand reopening of the borders in early 22. That's simply just not in the plan for the New Zealand government, sadly. So we obviously will keep you appraised. Again, there is a video which is about 20 minutes. I go through everything. I even put the official kind of videos on there, so you can have all the official information just right here. So I strongly encourage you to click below and actually watch that video. And hopefully we'll keep you updated with some good news in the coming weeks. So as news keeps on coming, we're obviously going to post some more videos. So stay subscribed, stay around. Next.
Next, and our final piece is about our New Zealand travel deal of the week.
Yes, so we do pick a travel deal. If you are in New Zealand wanting to actually have some fun, we pick one deal that you may want to take advantage of every week.
Yeah.
They are not sponsored, by the way. We literally just scavenge on the internet and try to find some good ones. Yeah.
All right, so this is a deal with Tongariro river rafting. And the deal includes getting free photos, free 360-degree photos, free entry to the nearby geothermal hot pools in Takano, and a river rafting on the Tongariro River. And that is all for 129 New Zealand dollars.
All right, so that's a pretty good deal. And you won't be cold. I know it's winter right now. Everybody thinks they're going to be cold. And you won't be cold. You can get thick wetsuits. We've done a lot of whitewater rafting in winter. It's a lot of fun because on top of it, there's less people on the river.
Yeah.
And usually there's a bit of a higher flow. So it is more fun to do whitewater rafting in winter. And you won't get cold because
anyway, if you do, free entry to the hot pools afterwards.
Exactly. So you'll warm up afterwards. All right, here you go. And that wraps up this news segment. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe to reward our hard work and stay up to date with all our videos. Plus, check out nzpocketguide.com for thousands of tips, hidden gems, and much more.